Bookies New and Used Books is a supporter of WXAV 88.3 FM and WXAV.com. Located at 10324 Southwestern Avenue in Chicago, Bookies offers a selection of new and used books with orders available for books not currently in stock. For more information, visit their website at bookiesbookstores.com.
Support for WXAV 88.3 is being provided by Northwest Community Credit Union, located on campus inside the Graham School of Management. The credit union provides its members with a variety of financial products and services to help them achieve their financial goals. Members can access services and bank on NWCCU's mobile app. For more information, visit their website at nwccu.com or call them at 1-800-2BELONG.
This is a WXAV 773 Sounds podcast, introducing you to the best local bands in the Chicagoland area.
Hi, this is Peter Kreten from 773 Sounds here on the XWXAV 88.3 FM Chicago. And to say I'm excited for this next band is really an understatement. Their bluesy indie rock sounds have graced the airwaves in the land of Chicago for a very long time. We're not going to talk age or anything like that, but they have been a soundtrack to not only programs on Nickelodeon, but all over the Chicagoland area. I am so happy to have the Empty Pockets here with me today on 773 Sounds. How's everyone doing?
Hey, what's up, Pete?
Awesome.
How's it going? Great.
And we have the whole band. So if we could kind of just go around real quick and have everyone say their name.
Hey, I'm Nate. I play bass.
I'm Josh. I play the guitar.
I'm Erika, and I play the keyboards.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play drums.
Nice to meet you all. Gosh, 2025 was a year for you guys. I mean, just with all the tours, you gave away numerous albums for free, and then you released a brand new live record, live from Buffalo. I mean, how's 2025 been for you guys? I mean, have you recouped from everything yet?
Boy, it was an awesome year, but it was busy, and we also did this epic European tour. We got to play the London Palladium. I am honestly, I don't want to be a complainer, but I do still feel a little worn out from how much we did in 2025. Fellas, lady?
No, for real.
I mean, tired but grateful. We had such a crazy year, like you said. When you mentioned how many things we released, I was like, we really did do that, and we did most of it from the road. So, yeah, it was a crazy year. And we ended the year recording at Abbey Road Studios in London. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was...
There was a lot of highlights.
I'm exhausted thinking about it, but also joyful thinking about it.
We're truly just recuperating, so thank you. That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking.
I feel very seen.
I'm glad you feel seen and everything, because honestly, reading everything you did, you made me exhausted, and I work in education.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I got to mention it because, one, I'm a diehard Beatles fan. You've recorded Studio 2. I mean, that's the Beatles studio. And you played the Palladium, which Ringo Starr is very famous of saying, you see your name in lights, that's how you know you made it. You played the Palladium. I mean, as musicians, what is that like? That's got to be the most surrealistic vibe ever.
It was... So we recorded in Abbey Road Studio 3 a couple years ago, which was truly amazing, and I love the album. It's called Gotta Find the Moon, that came out of those sessions.
We used their instruments, we used their microphones, it was moving.
It was shocking, the upgrade between Studio 3 and Studio 2. I don't know how much of a spoiled brat I could sound like, but I'd be like, you don't know the
Well, we prefer working out of Studio 2.
We do. I'm not gonna turn down Studio 3, but dude, they haven't. So what's so cool about Abbey Road Studio 2 in particular, and I just rewatched Get Back, which doesn't have much Abbey Road in it, and the anthologies of the Beatles, of course. And what's so cool about Studio 2 is I would call it like a living, functioning museum.
And it's unchanged. It's completely preserved, and
wow.
It's the floors are the same, the walls are the same.
But they don't compromise. So it's the equipment
works. The equipment works.
But it's top notch.
Yes.
Anything you want, any option you want. I mean, Nate always gets a kick out of they have a cafe, like a full service working cafe in it. So you just are like, oh, I'm hungry. You go over there to get lunch. It was so inspiring. Sometimes I think people talk about inspiration and certain things they do is like a little nonsense. I feel like a working class band where you're just like, you write a song, you record a song, write it down with all of your inspiration. But it was freaking
magic,
inspiring. And to pair it, about a week and a half before that, we did play the London Palladium. And what was it like? Almost to the day. It was a couple days off of the Beatles played the London Palladium in '63. And the next day, that's the newspaper article that coins the term Beatlemania.
Yeah.
We were there like very close to the day.
Yes.
That was in October.
Like 63 years to the day.
Wow.
Like that.
We were definitely drinking the Kool-Aid and reveling in the Beatles.
Like I don't even know what to say. Like I'm literally speechless like over this. Like I feel like if I went in there, I would just go to them and be like, well, I live here now.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
I never leave.
Man, one of the coolest things about actually, looking back, it was such a blur, is we have this VIP group. We have a fan club. We call it EPIC, the Empty Pockets Insiders Club. And Studio 2 is huge. I mean, it's literally like you could do a 80-person choir. So we said to our VIP group, hey, figuring it's not going to be 80 people that are going to do it. If you can get to London, come. Be our guest. And a bunch did. And to work in there and then to watch these grown adults' minds get blown. It was so cool.
Because it's their church even more than it's ours in some ways. And so
maybe like the ego-wise, the best part, like the coolest, like what is that moment in Pretty Woman where she comes back to the store at the back?
Mistake.
So like
huge.
that feeling is when you're walking down Abbey Road and there's a bunch of people and everybody's like taking their own photos and the gate is closed and it's like, don't come in this gate. And you have a guitar case and you're like, excuse me, I gotta go. And everyone around is like, who are these people?
Yeah.
And all of our VIP guests got to do that same thing. And, everyone around them were thinking, who's this guy?
Yeah, who is that?
Yeah. Oh my God, that is so like amazing and everything. And that's like not all that you did. I mean, you released this really great live record live in Buffalo with this really great jazz musician. And I'm scared. I feel like I'm going to butcher his name, but Elliot Scozzaro. Scozzaro. See, I did butcher it.
No worries.
So we're in England, but touring with this dude Al Stewart, who has a big hit from 1978 called "The Year of the Cat." He just retired, but we're his backing band. So we open the show and we back him up, and his big hits have saxophone on them. So we often tour when we're touring with Al Stewart with his saxophone player, and one of those dudes, they're all great players, but one of them, we'd even just be sound checking and you got kind of cynical as a musician, right? Over time, you're like, we're all good musicians. Yeah. He'd rip some thing and we'd all be like, what, Elliot? And he started jamming in our set in this tour, not in England, but before, started jamming in our set. And it became clear that's like, you give this guy a tune, and he's going to go.
It's going to blow all over.
Yeah, he's going to blow all over.
And that live album that you're referencing, like, we didn't rehearse really with him. We just gave him the songs in advance, and he looked them up and learned them. And then we played them live at that show, and we liked it enough to release it.
It's pretty jammy.
We approached that album, I feel like the old jazzer guys did from like albums they released from clubs, where it's like we played a show and picked 8 songs.
That's awesome.
10 minutes.
Now for you guys as a band and your house is, kind of bluesy rock, indie alternative, things like that. What then is it like collaborating with a jazz musician, where jazz musicians, they're like on another planet, like just how they can improv and where they're going to go. Like how did you guys approach that then playing with him?
So the best part about Elliot is there's a thing we musicians talk about when you have ears. Listen to the other musicians and what they're doing. And Elliot's got real big ears. And I like to think that we all do as well. And one of the things that we have core as a live operating unit is we're always listening to what the others are playing and reacting. And that's essentially like the core of jazz as well, is that it, especially live, it's a bunch of musicians playing through the same tune, but they're listening to each other and reacting around it. And that's where the real magic comes. because like he's listening, he's reacting, he's got this huge jazz vocabulary, so he's able to reference a lot of that stuff, and he's pulling, by referencing that stuff, he's pulling extra stuff out of Erika. He's pulling extra stuff out of
inspiring
Josh.
us in the moment.
We're moving in different directions altogether, like as a unit, because he's able to kind of glisten on top of our already well-baked cake here.
Yeah.
Well, and I
That's
do
awesome.
too, like one of our weaknesses as a band, like from a commercial perspective, is we don't fit very well in a lot of genres. You know, we haven't been super accepted by blues because we're not we're no traditional blues or folk or Americana jam band. We're not really in any of those scenes, and in a way we've been like embraced by them. And so sometimes kind of like the horseshoe theory of politics, where like at some point you go so far and it's like, wait, do we agree with each other here?
Same thing.
We can ignore genre so long that now I listen back at Live in Buffalo and I'm like, oh yeah, that's our genre. That's
Are we a jam band? What was that?
what was that?
What is that?
I mean, honestly, like the first time I remember listening to you guys, you know, a number of years ago, I mean, you just felt like an old school rock and roll band.
Yeah.
And, you know, doing research, learning how much like Buddy Holly inspired the band and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like it very much has like a Crickets vibe to it and everything. And that's amazing. That's so, it's like rock music at its pure. It's like you're plugging in, you're not doing all the overdubs, you're not doing all the effects, and you're just letting the strings and the chords and the beats do the magic.
Yeah, that's
like
our
literal
ethos.
philosophy.
I need that.
That is it.
I'll need that quote.
Yeah, we're gonna
replay that.
Put that on the back of
Please come join our team and
Please.
sell our music.
Anything I can do, just count me in on that one. So I got to ask, because again, you mentioned Abbey Road and recording the new album. Will this be released sometime this upcoming year?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the plan, but we're working on it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I kind of want to get a little like deep and philosophical with you guys. When you're writing a song, how do you approach writing? Like you talk to so many musicians, and it's like Paul McCartney, where it's like he dreamt yesterday and it was the melody. Do you guys approach like going with melody first, or does someone come in with lyrics and be like, oh man, like I got these lyrics that's build off of that? So I'm just kind of curious, how do you approach your songwriting?
So like mostly it is improvisational to begin. So I would call it like lyric melody at the same time for the most part. Because like to me, what makes a pop song, and when I say pop, I mean like all of the pop genres.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what makes it work when it's really magical is when like, not even what the lyrics mean, but like what sounds the words make and how that combines with like the melody and the rhythm. Like that's what makes a hook, in my opinion. And like I think there are two schools of thought for the most part when it comes to writing. One is more like organized and intentional, which I really respect. I just can't do it. The other one is more like what you're describing with McCartney, which is a little bit more like inspirational. Like I feel like I do a lot of our what I would call like ideation. The first half, you know, I'll bring the germination, bring it to the band, expand, and a lot of times, inconveniently, like it's like urgent. Like I have to stop in Oracle's way. Do you know what I mean? I have to stop what we're doing, go capture this idea, and like I feel like I do have to stay in that like flow state, you know? So like I even found even for shows I'm better in a flow state. So like if I do a lot of the band's finances, but if I do like some band finances like an hour and a half before the show, it's gonna be real tough for me to get into that flow state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the opposite from like a math brain.
Yeah.
So that's the beginning.
Sometimes Josh is just like screwing around at home on his guitar. That's how he's just relaxing at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like music is my hobby. Sometimes to Erika's, we're married, and sometimes to Erika's chagrin, where she's like, "How are we playing
We
music?"
played music for like 7 hours today, and he's home noodling more. I can't even. I'm watching TV, but sometimes those noodles and those like ideas are really like something cool. And so like over the years, like when he wasn't noticing, like I would record him, and we could listen back to it, and a lot of those have become songs over time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's almost like the brain is always like spinning with music and chords and riffs and things like that then.
Yeah, I'm trying to like write a little bit more without the instrument at first too, because I think there are like some like hard-worn pathways. Like I put my fingers on a piano and I find, you know what I mean? You just do the thing. And so I've been trying to like get into what's it like when I bring the next half of the song for us is like when I bring it in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here you guys.
Yeah.
And it's an uncomfortable situation because like I know it really well. And I'm like really eager to see it on its feet, but kind of by definition, I've heard it a lot more times than they all have.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm here with the Empty Pockets here on 773 Sounds. We have Adam, we have Josh, we have Nate, and we have Erika. Now, if people want to find you guys on social media or your website or your Bandcamp, where can they go and where can they find you?
TheEmptyPockets.com.
Awesome.
Pretty much everywhere. At The Empty Pockets, if not there.
Yes, be sure to go and check them all out and everything, theemptypockets.com. Now, you guys have, like I said, you've been on the scene for a long time. And one of the things you're really known for is your live performances. And I love it because a lot of your merch is talking about keeping it live and really showing that you know, the get in a room, get with people, and that's the best way to experience the music and everything. So I kind of have a two-part question. First, like, how has the music scene kind of responded from COVID? Have you seen any changes or difficulties with that? But then also, how do you guys feed off of the audience when you're performing?
We'll start with COVID. That was a slow climb back. And at some point it did feel like shows were kind of normal again. But it's hard to say if just the industry on a whole or going out took a hit forever with staying inside.
Before COVID, we were already, like when I started playing in the early 2000s, people still... maybe not a majority of people, but a significant amount of people still just went out to see music. Let's just go to see a movie. Let's go to see music. Let's go to see some comedy. Now it feels anecdotally like everything's appointment based. You don't go to see music. You go to see this specific act on this specific day. So that's like really changed how the industry operates.
I think we're on the cusp of a return to
Agreed.
Live, authentic,
Connection.
not AI or whatever, but like it's real live happening in the moment, like verifiable. You can trust it because you're there in the room or whatever. I'm hoping we're headed towards that because I think your question is thoughtful in that COVID, it wasn't the worst for us. COVID was worse for a lot of reasons, but as is true of any industry, we definitely took a step back and it took a while to recover.
And I think it's more the idea of live, especially live music, let's say, is more than just a vibe. Like there's science, for instance, like the great articles all around about listening to music with headphones is fine, but your skin has receptors. Like sound is a physical wave. You can feel it on your body.
You have a different,
and the bass
response.
waves move in a different way, like when you go, anybody who goes to live shows understands that like it's not just a vibe. It's not just that it's social, which it is. It's not just that it supports the artists and the venues. It's like a actually physical, different experience. And it is a wonderful experience. I think people forget, even like no offense to the arena artists, but I question even if that's even in the same realm of experience. I'm talking about, a 500, 600, 700 seat. Even the London Palladium at 2,200 seats is not like seeing a show at Wrigley Field. I'm talking about that experience where you're actually no screens needed. You're actually convening with the artist and there. And speaking of COVID, we did a lot of live streaming, as a lot of artists did, and you notice the difference in terms of like how much more emotionally, psychologically it takes from a performer, and you're like, wow, I was really getting a lot from the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, I can believe it. With someone who's never seen you live, how would you describe your performance? What can they expect? They're going to go, they're going to see the Empty Pockets. What's going to happen to them?
Well, they're going to get their faces rocked off. That's what's going to happen.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, baby. It has that energy of like a bit of a freight train. Like we just keep charging ahead and making music, and and interacting with the audience from an energy perspective, and it feels like a wonderful give and take that's happening live. What do you have there?
Yeah, I think we have a very dynamic show. I think we like to have, high energy moments and also like bring it down and get intimate and
we work
feel
really hard.
some feelings.
We work really hard to be a tight band. So we have stuff that's really, really rehearsed. And then also we have stuff that's super improvisational. We're always changing things up. We also like tell stories, and we also speak to each other.
Yes.
On stage.
And to the crowd.
And to the crowd as well.
Yeah.
That's
we just
awesome.
did a really fun, nothing like the London Palladium, but a really fun like city wineries around holiday tour. Where we told stories and sang about the snow and brought our Chicago vibe throughout the East Coast.
I mean, you also put out a wonderful free Christmas album as well, too. That was really delightful.
Yeah,
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
We love giving away CDs for free because we love the physical format and we want your email address.
Yeah.
That's where it is. So I got to ask, because I too, I love CDs, I love vinyl and everything. And I'd love to go around because physical media is kind of having a little bit of a resurgence over the last few years, which we love. You're going to give one album that everyone needs to listen to on vinyl. And Nate, I want to start with you.
Jeez. Okay. It's probably Live in Paris. It's a Clifford Brown album from like the late 50s. And there is something about the way that album sounds on vinyl that's different. Like I have both. I've got the CD and the vinyl, and like the vinyl has some joie de vivre that's missing from the CD. So like find that live in Paris, Clifford Brown, sick jazz.
Very nice. What got me in love with vinyl years ago, like, you get somebody's old records and some of them don't sound good, but this one happened to sound really good. It was David Bowie's Spiders from Mars. It's just a great, he's so dramatic that when you flip it is at a really good moment, and just, I've listened to it so many times and I really enjoyed listening to that on vinyl.
I'm going with Allman Brothers Live at the Fillmore.
Ooh, nice.
Gotta listen to that live so you can get all the sauce in the room.
And there's a lot of sauce in that room too. I mean, when they're jamming, they're phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
So, and then Adam?
All right, my pick will be Asia by Steely Dan.
No way.
Which is just a good vinyl pick. They say, audiophiles will use that record to set their turntable up.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. This band mostly loves Steely Dan, and it's a great record specifically.
Good call.
Yeah,
That's I love the variety, and I love the fact that so many of them are like live albums here too.
Oh,
because
totally.
there's so many really underrated live records that they just capture the mojo of the performance and everything, that you feel it. You may not be there, but you get a good set of speakers and the mind's eye can take over, if you will.
All of a sudden you're in the room.
That's right. So final question I have for you guys. How has the Chicago local scene evolved over the last, decade or so? Because right now, I mean, the scene it's really fantastic. There's so many great artists out there, really great variety. What's your take on the Chicago local scene right now?
Well, we don't play Chicago that often ourselves anymore. It's kind of just any other tour stop. And so I kind of miss some of my connection to the local scene. Yeah. Because you said, how has it evolved? It's evolved a lot. A lot of the places from when we all played local gigs, they're not even there anymore.
The Double Door was my first professional gig, for instance.
R.I.P.
The City Winery didn't exist when we started. Space didn't exist.
Yeah.
There's been this huge burgeoning honky tonk, Americana scene that I'm loving.
Yeah.
Some of the free stuff, we were just talking about a friend to going to see them play at the Whistler. Yep. Some stuff that wasn't there when we started. Some of that free, like Cole's Bar is doing cool free music.
It's been cool to see Fitzgerald's kind of grow. We got married there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's been interesting to see them.
Obviously, Chicago's always had this amazing advantage that few cities have of these true little places, whatever Cole's or or the Elbow Room. But and then also we get all the A+++ tours. Like nothing skips Chicago.
Yeah.
I lament as a touring band, like we have lamented and hope to rectify some of that this year. We're determined to tour less. Is like Adam said, like Chicago's become like a tour stop to us. Like I feel like I'm more plugged into the Buffalo scene in some ways, you know, like. And
so we want to return and like reclaim
some of our Chicago.
We love Rat Boys. Who else do we love? That's
there's a ton of music.
We love
Chicago Farmer. I did
Elizabeth Moen. Like so many beautiful artists right now.
Adam is into the end, so we've gone to a few Spare Parts.
Parts.
Yeah, they're great.
Acceptor.
Yeah, Acceptor, my punk band.
Shout out to Acceptor.
Yeah.
Oh,
the great thing that continues about the Chicago scene from when we were involved in it to now when we're just consumers of it is that it's always been like super powerful, really broad. Whatever you want to see in Chicago, you can find it. Like you want a honky-tonk country place, there's a bunch now. You want to go see some tight jazz, of course, there's some places.
Dorian's, that's a cool place.
Yeah, a lot of talented people. Shout out to like Jennifer Hall, Todd Kessler. You know, really good musicians out there. Jetlyn Jordan. You know,
shivers.
Yeah, it's.
You know, Joanna Connor, slide guitar player, lives in Jamaica, but plays in Chicago.
She's at Kings and Minds all the time.
She's on one of our tracks. So we have been trying to to get more involved in the Chicago.
But if you're out there and you want to hang, come to the studio.
Get to our Insta.
And theemptypockets.com, reach out to them.
Yeah, at the Empty Pockets on Insta, send us a message.
And it's us. If you reach out to us, you're getting one of the four of us.
We believe in collaboration. Like that's something that's been foundational to our band. We've always backed people up. We've always helped them with their projects and their new music. And I would say that we endeavor to be a bigger part of the music community in Chicago and would love to party with any other musicians in our studio or at yours.
Awesome. Adam, Erika, Josh, and Nate, thank you so much for your time here on 773 Sounds.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this WXAV 773 Sounds podcast. For more information on 773 Sounds, please visit our website, wxav.com.